I'm Michaela Hendry. Most people know me as Micky. I am a biblical counseling major and I'm a junior this year. So I'm going to talk about Echo Ranch Bible Camp today. So Echo Ranch is, it was founded in 1994, I believe. And it was founded as a way to reach out to the kids up in southeastern Alaska. And the camp, the main outreach is to the Alaskans, the Native Alaskans in the area. Some of the things I did at Echo Ranch, the main thing was counseling. We were counselors most of the weeks that we had camp. They have several different age groups. And so usually what they do is they'll have you be a counselor for several weeks in a row, and then they'll have a week where you're what they call work staff, where you'll help with dishes and games and stuff like that. And it just kind of gives you a break from counseling and gives you the opportunity to serve in another area where they really need it. So a typical day at camp is when we usually just wake up in the morning, we wake up our kids, you go, you eat breakfast, you come back, and you'll play some games, and then we'll usually have a chapel in the morning, and then we'll have a discussion period before lunch, and then we'll just talk about what we talked about in chapel, and then in the afternoon we play games, we eat lunch before that, and then we'll usually have a chapel in the evening as well, and then we'll have more of a discussion. It depends on which day it is. There are different games for each day and different activities. Sometimes we'll have this thing called lip sync, where your cabin will be in charge of getting kind of like a little production ready based off of a song or something like that, and then you'll present that and see who has the best one. Other times you'll have things like night game, or it's a whole event at night where you go out and you play a game with different cabins, and it's a lot of fun. It's awesome. I heard about it because I was a missionary kid with Avant. That's where I first heard about it. They sent out an update saying if you'd like to work here, and I had always wanted to go to Alaska, so I was like, oh yeah, sure, that sounds great. But it was a lot more, for a while I just heard of it and I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. Alaska sounds cool, but wasn't gonna do anything about it. And then my friend Susanna Gosen went and served there for a while, and she came back, she's like, Micky, you need to go. It's like, okay. And so she just kind of talked to me about it. I talked to Miss Donita about it, and I just had a lot of people saying, it sounds like a good opportunity. And then I went, and it was like, after a lot of prayer and a lot of thinking about it and just like figuring out what I was gonna do, I decided, yeah, this is a good idea. So I went and served, and it was a wonderful decision. I did not regret it one bit. My favorite part about working at Echo Ranch, I really learned how to share the gospel at Echo Ranch. Before that, I had helped in the church a lot. I had hung out one-on-one with a bunch of kids, but sharing the gospel was something that was really hard for me because it took like stepping out of your comfort zone, and I wasn't used to it. I wasn't really comfortable with that. So when I went there, it just really helped to start off with the younger kids and just kind of explain, and you see like these kids have questions. They don't understand the gospel. They weren't raised in a Christian culture, most of them. Some of them were. But it just really helped me to share the gospel and learn how to do that with each age group, and it was different with each age group. It's really special. The most challenging part about this ministry is you will be working with a lot of kids who are going through some very hard things. Which is challenging. It wasn't a bad thing. It was a huge growing experience for me. So yes, it's difficult. It's difficult talking to these kids and hearing their stories, and sometimes they'll challenge you. There's a big stipulation in Alaska where you have to be tough. You have to be a strong person, and that was just something that you have to kind of prove yourself sometimes to some of these kids. One thing God's taught me is, for one, how to share His word. That was really special. Another thing I learned is giving of yourself and giving up some comforts and things that would be easier for you to serve someone else. So you really learn a lot of self-sacrifice while you're there, which is so special. So if you would like to get involved in Echo Ranch, you would, first of all, contact Avant and let them know that this is something that you're interested in. If you'd like to talk to me, I could definitely help you get with the first few steps. You can talk to me. They have an application online if you'd like to check that out. You just look up Echo Ranch Bible Camp, make sure you got the right website. It's with Avant, so it's not hard to find. And then it's not hard to find their application. It says join us, and then you can just scroll down and find camp counselor.